What up, YouTube Live? How's it going, everybody? This is yours truly, Rama Screen, covering movies, TV, and entertainment. Right now it's midnight, 19 minutes past midnight, Thursday morning, May 9th, 2019. So I'm giving you my live review of what I just watched, which is The Twilight Zone, Jordan Peele's version of the Twilight Zone series, Season 1, Episode 7, titled Not All Men. Some of the actors featured in this episode include Taisa Farmiga, who is the younger sister of Vera Farmiga. And then there's also Ray Shehorn. You probably have seen her in Better Call Saul. And then Luke Kirby and um, who I think is one of the funniest people on the planet, Ike Barinholtz. You remember him from the movie Sisters and Blockers and The Oath. But in this one, he is anything but funny in this episode. Okay, so heads up before I move forward, just want to give you a heads up. I'll be spilling some spoilers, giving you context synopsis of what happens in this episode. So once again, spoiler alert, this review or this video is mainly for those of you, my fellow Twilight Zone fans, who have also watched today's all-new episode, Season 1, Episode 7. Rama Screen is an affiliate of CBS All Access. So if you don't have CBS All Access subscription yet, CBS All Access is, of course, CBS digital streaming service, and you don't know how to subscribe to it, don't worry. Just go to my website, ramascreen.com, and then you'll see on the sidebar of the homepage CBS All Access banner. Just click on it or click through it, and then follow the instructions from there on. Okay, ramascreen.com. You'll find the banner for CBS All Access, and then you can enjoy such shows as Star Trek Discovery, The Twilight Zone, Strange Angel, excuse me, The Good Fight, and and all that stuff. Okay. All right, now that we got that out of the way. So Not All Men has a very simple plot synopsis. It's basically, to make it short, in a nutshell, it's about this meteorite event that happens. And in the story, it begins with a date, a night out between Taisa Farmiga's character, Annie, and Luke Kirby's character. And so the meteorites fall to Earth, crash land on Earth, and Luke Kirby's character picks up one. And then, the night starts out really nice and cordial. And then once they start making out, um, Annie, Taisa Farmiga's character, she's like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to have sex tonight. I need to get up early in the morning to work tomorrow." And then he gets aggressive. He feels like, "Whoa, why are you rejecting me?" But you can tell that he goes on and off from being aggressive to being, in self-realization mode again. But then he's back to aggressive again once she's out the door. He starts like throwing things across the room, really angry. Um, and then so it's Annie's sister's birthday. So Ray Shehorn plays the older sister, and she's married to Ike Barinholtz's character, and they have this whole dinner thing as well. It kind of takes me back to Ike Barinholtz's movie, the Oath, when they had that dinner, just family dinner. So and it basically leads to the realization, um, Ray's character and Taisa Farmiga's character, they realize that there's something wrong with the men. Um, there's this guy that follows Taisa and Ray's characters to the house, and then Ike comes out and he confronts him in like the most violent, brutal way, like to the point where I think he kills him. Um, and so the next scene, you see Ike's character like tries to sing "Happy Birthday" to his wife, but you can see like bulging veins and like bloodshot eyes, and he's just like really angry voice. He's about to burst, and then he starts attacking Annie. Um, and then the rest just goes bananas, goes berserk, goes bonkers from there. Annie and Ray's character go out the door, and they go out into the streets, and they find all guys, the men mostly, um, just beating up on each other, just like stabbing each other, attacking each other. It's anarchy, man. And of course, one of the I forgot to mention. I apologize. One of the co-stars is also Percy Hines White. Percy Hines White plays, I believe, Annie's brother. And he's hanging out with his friend or boyfriend, I should say. And the boyfriend gets aggressive, but Percy's character did, does not get aggressive, or he almost gets aggressive, but he gets control of it, which hence the title of the episode, "Not All Men," because there are some like Percy White's character, who is not like that. All right, so here are my thoughts. Okay, and let me open my notes here. First of all, after such space themed episodes as um Traveler, the one with Stephen Yeun in the jail cell, and then 6 Degrees of Freedom, which is last week. That's also a space themed episode. And now this, right, with the meteorites. I I thought it was gonna be like the space theme the whole episode in this one, but no. Turns out the meteors or the meteorites. That's it. That's as far as it goes, as far as things space related, all right, or outer space related, and the rest from that point on is basically horror slash thriller, mostly horror. And my verdict is overall, I enjoyed this episode. If you're, I mean, like, if you're fans of zombies or movies about people who are infected by some virus and cause them to be aggressive, and I just recently watched that Netflix zombie show Black Summer, with sprinting zombies. That this this episode right here, Not All Men, will appeal to such fans of those shows I just mentioned. And yeah, it's like the Purge anarchy, basically. But where it's just constant chaos throughout much of the episode. And I like that because it really, like, anything can happen. Anybody or any man can strike or hit Annie and her sister at any moment. And yeah, that's scary. And they are not only aggressive, but they are strong. They have more energy. And I don't know how you could like get the upper hand on such a situation. So that, to me, that is scary. This episode really is effective as far as horror goes. Um, and I think I'm not gonna be the only person who thinks this. In that this episode, just like previous episodes, have sort of like social commentary undertone. Like the episode Replay was speaking about police brutality, and injustices that happen to the black community by the law enforcement. The episode The Traveler has a bit of, not too strong, but tiny bit of kind of hint of topic about such topics as xenophobia or bigotry or prejudice. Um, of course, the episode The Wonderkin uh, is a play on Twilight Zone's one of Twilight Zone's original classic episode, and Wonderkin also makes fun of Donald Trump. So that's the social commentary, because it relates to our current state of affairs right now as a country. Uh, and now in this one, the social commentary issue or undertone is about toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity. Um, I get the sense already of that. I already got that idea, even like going into maybe um, 10 minutes into the episode. But I was even more. I was my thing about my guess about the theme. There you go. My guess about the theme was confirmed even more by the end or nearing the end of this episode, when Taisa Farmiga's character is about to exit the military compound, and then the soldier looks at her ID, and the soldier says, "Huh, interesting photo you got here. You could smile more often." And she says, "No." So I'm like, "Yes, I get it. It's about toxic masculinity. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it." So on that front, the episode doesn't hide behind the bushes. It wears its intentions on its sleeve. Like, you can see it a mile away, like that this episode is, or tries to say something, tries to convey something about the topic of toxic masculinity. And that takes me back to that Gillette commercial. Remember Gillette? I think Super Bowl commercial, I believe, or maybe even before Super Bowl. So Gillette commercial. Gillette released a commercial earlier this year or this past year, where for like, I want to say a good minute or two, they show how how men should behave, as opposed to how men have been stereotyped to behave all these years. So, and I know that receives a lot of backlash from people who are against SJW. But I thought that was a nice commercial. I was like, yeah, what? So what? They're like, you expect men to be courteous and respectful, and open the door for ladies. Like, how is that a bad idea? How is that something that's like, you're saying that instead of men beating each other up, like maybe they could talk diplomatically and resolve their conflict like grown-ups. How is that a bad idea? So, and in the case of this also, like, instead of telling women, like, or not not accepting no as no, or like telling women to smile more. So that's also like the show's like, hey, look look what happens if toxic masculinity gets out of hand. Gets out of control. It's an exaggerated illustration, of course, um, but if you say like, hey, maybe we the men could behave more like Percy Hines White's character, because he's not all men. I'm not the well, that's what I meant. I meant to say, like, he's not part of the statistics. That's what I mean. He's a guy. He's a man, but he's an embodiment of the title of the episode. Not all men are like those brutes. There's also men that are like Percy Hines White's character. And so, if we behave more like him, how is that a bad idea? Why can't we be more respectful to women, respectful to each other. Um, so that's what this episode tries to convey. Now, my final thought is, as I mentioned earlier, the reason why I like it really, this episode really amps up the horror to 11. In the previous episodes in the season, I think there were times when the writers try too hard with the mystery and with the twist endings, and they try too hard, with the alien connection and whatnot. Whereas in this episode, um, I'm glad, there's no CDC, there's no president calling in, there's no like, oh, we're gonna napalm that area of the neighborhood. And there's no like quirky scientists, coming up with theories like, oh, here's what happens. And then, like a group of people getting sent in to do an, like Bruce Willis team in Armageddon. Nothing like that. There's nothing. It's just, it's just fright and terror and fear, and Annie and Ray's character just, trying to survive, trying to get, away from the men. And and when the men get to them, then it's all about like fighting back. I like that. I like that. There's no, sometimes you don't need too much, or at least for me as an audience, I don't need to always know like, oh, why is it like that? What caused it to happen? Like, I mean, that would be helpful if it's a full-on movie, 90-minute movie or 2-hour movie. But this is like a freaking 45-minute episode, and yeah, I'm like, I'm all in if it's just about running, getting chased at, and the, pulse pounding thrill horror moments. I'm all in for that, and that's what this episode offers. And I like that. I like that. There's no CDC. There's no, again, president calling in. There's no team being sent out, special team. Um, it's just about these characters, and of course, on the overarching arc of it, it's about or the issue of it is toxic masculinity. So yeah, I like this episode. I think this is one of my favorites this season. Uh, I kind of like the Wonderkin too. My top favorite is still the one on the airplane, Nightmare at the 30,000 feet. So I think if I were to rank it, and I'll do a video ranking Twilight Zone episodes. My favorite is Nightmare at 30,000 feet, and then this one, um, Not All Men, and then of course the Wonderkin. Oh my god, and Ike Barinholtz. Ike Barinholtz, I gotta say, he is a fantastic actor. The way he just goes berserk and mad. Like, for a moment, I thought he was gonna turn into uh Jack Nicholson's character in The Shining. Man, if they ever, I mean, they've rebooted that The Shining many times, even for TV. But if they do another take, Ike Barinholtz should play it, because what he shows in this episode today, oh my gosh. I mean, I can't even see a shade of the funny Ike Barinholtz that we are familiar with. Taisa Farmiga, she does okay in this episode. I think she holds her ground pretty well. Um, but the story is what is most intriguing over the performances, and I think you're gonna, if you're a fan of horror, pulse pounding horror thriller, I think you're gonna enjoy this episode as much as I did. So that's it. That's my long rant, my review of The Twilight Zone, Jordan Peele's The Twilight Zone, Season 1, Episode 7, titled Not All Men. Again, Rama Screen is an affiliate of CBS All Access, so if you haven't subscribed to CBS All Access, don't worry. Just go to my website, ramascreen.com, and on the sidebar of the homepage, you'll see CBS All Access banner there. Click on the banner, click through it, and then follow the instructions from there on. to subscribe to CBS All Access so you can enjoy such shows as Star Trek Discovery, The Twilight Zone, Strange Angels, The Good Fight. So again, go to ramascreen.com to see the banner. All right. If you have seen today's episode, uh, let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree or disagree with my assessment? And what do you think about the whole toxic masculinity issue that's being brought up by this episode? Do you think it's a bit too preachy, or it's not subtle enough, or what do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, press that like button, ring that bell. And if you can help support my channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. Hey, Evan Vance, just missed it. Don't worry, you can replay this video again. But now it's past midnight, so I gotta crash and get some sleep. But thank you, Evan Vance, for stopping by, and thanks to you guys for tuning in on this live review. Please watch it and go watch The Twilight Zone on CBS All Access. And thank you for subbing. Let's rock this.